Earl Children's Real Estate Investments will teach you how to build wealth through real estate. Learn step by step how to become a real estate investment empire through wholesaling and flipping residential and commercial properties. Be a boss, take over the block by becoming a real estate investor. Learn more at www.earlchildrens.com.
Hey, Ray, hand me that AR.
You are now listening to Off the Rip.
Off the Rip, artist podcast out right now. It's your boy, Real the Artist.
Yo, you guys Stafford, man. We back for another one. We got this special, the one and only Mikala Mcghee, yo. Like, Earl, look what we got here, man. Like, we didn't even know this was gonna happen for us. Shout out Pep for the plug, you feel me? But nah, I feel like one of St. Louis's very own females, one of them ones, you feel me? TV host, personality. Miss Missouri plus Miss USA. How you want to say it?
Miss Missouri USA.
Miss Missouri USA. My fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
That part.
more on the table, but you know what we got here, man. Come on.
That was a good introduction. I ain't gonna lie, he do it way better than I do. So, question off the bat. Who is? I don't even know if I want to ask this question because you damn near answered it. But who is Mikala Mcghee for the people who don't know who they should know?
Mikala Mcghee for the people who don't know and should know. Okay, well, I guess just a little bit. I am Miss Missouri USA 2022.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a multimedia personality here in St. Louis, expanding my brand nationwide. I worked for Fox 2 News here in St. Louis as a sports anchor and news reporter for 3 years. And then I left that career to actually pursue Miss Missouri USA and Miss USA. I'm a host, I'm a keynote speaker, I'm a mentor, I'm a friend, daughter, sister. Auntie, all the above.
She do a lot, man.
So
hold on. And the most important, a legend in the athletic department here in St. Louis.
Okay.
Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah, a single sport.
Not basketball, cause I'll give you buckets, Mikala. Come on.
Sir, you already know. What record do you hold?
I went to Halo Central. It's
Talk
okay.
Kevin.
Sir, I only talk to people who hold records.
What's your record?
I hold a
What's
sports
your
record at Pattonville.
Oh, you one of them ones.
One of them ones.
Okay. Hold the score record. Okay, that's
Hey, you should be talking about basketball.
Let me be quiet.
Hey,
AD, you ain't tell us about that. You didn't know who was. So you did it all. So dang, she was a bucket.
Yeah, I was.
That's tough as hell. So what I'm gonna say, so from high school, how was it? Like, how did you get into sports itself?
I always knew that I wanted to be an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was young. My dad was a football player at Mizzou. My mom was a gymnast at Mizzou. That's where they met.
So Mizzou, your second home.
Yeah, that's where they met, fell in love, and just knowing their background and their history and just the way scholarships provided for, especially my father, but my mom as well, was something that really motivated me. So I always knew that I wanted to get a Division I scholarship from a very young age, and I just happened to be one of those girls who was really aggressive, but very, body aware, had a lot of control, just a natural born athlete, really. So yeah, just my parents were, I'm grateful enough that they threw me in everything, let me figure out what I liked, what I was good at, and we just kept the ball rolling from there.
So is basketball your favorite sport, or you like other things?
Basketball was my favorite sport, but it wasn't my best sport, if I'm being honest.
Hold on, you hold records, that wasn't your best sport.
It was not even my best sport.
What was your best sport?
Soccer.
Oh!
Soccer was my best sport.
You hear that, AD?
AD, who the best? You want to ask soccer? Who the best?
Everybody wrong when it comes to sports.
She got state titles, so.
Oh, so Pattonville, you holding state title too.
I mean, we didn't.
Hey, Earl, we got one of them ones.
Here we go.
Hey, we got one of them ones.
So let's talk about the college days. So what college you end up going to, and talk about your recruitment process.
Woo! Yeah, so I went to 3 different colleges. I was a transfer, for some of the right reasons, some of the wrong reasons, but it all came together in the end, at the end of the day. But I started off at Missouri State University, played 2 years there, then transferred to George Mason University, played 2 years there. graduated, did a post-grad transfer to Florida Gulf Coast University and played my 5th year there. Was able to, graduate with my bachelor's degree in communications, emphasis in public relations, and get my master's degree in criminal justice law and administration. So I definitely utilized my time in school as an athlete and as a student. So I'm happy for that. But it didn't come without its tribulations. Trials and tribulations.
Let's talk about some tribulations you had to overcome to get where you're at now.
Man, well, a lot. You even talked about from the recruiting process. So being a person who loved basketball, and that's kind of what I really wanted to pursue, but being at a better sport, I feel like I was conflicted in the recruiting process from the jump because I was getting the Power 5 conference schools knocking at my door for soccer, and that of course was so tempting, and I did love soccer, but my heart was with basketball. So I feel like it was a little bit of me trying to prove everybody wrong, who was like, oh, you might as well just go play soccer. You're not going to get any basketball looks. Like you're a good athlete, but you're not a basketball player. So it was more so a drive of like, wow, I really love basketball, and I wanted to prove myself right and prove other people wrong that I could make that happen. So, thankfully, I was able to get with some of the right summer teams towards the end of my high school career and get those Division I offers that I was looking for.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so, you guys get it. Yeah. As athletes, it's really trying on you mentally, physically, but I think especially mentally and emotionally. For the most part, even from a young age.
I had a lot of being at college, calling Earl, I ain't gonna say crying, but
he was crying. I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more.
Well, probably venting or whatever, because you got them days or whatever, we see it on certain shows, like Last Chance U or whatever, where it's people don't know the days and nights that you go through. And just being in college, it just show you from high school to college, it's a business. In high school, I had B. Gilmore, so it was more carrying somebody that helped me outside of school. In college, I'm not gonna lie, my college coaches did carry ways, but you could see certain stuff. It was a business. It's if you ain't performing, next man up. It's you gotta come with something, or it's not gonna work here.
Right.
It's a job. If you're not performing, you gotta get somebody else.
Yeah, but also I think for athletes, especially going into college at whatever level you're playing at, because there's always going to be competition for your spot. Everybody wants to play, right? But every time you get recruited, you're usually coming from a place where you're the star. You're playing. You're used to those minutes. You're used to just being the it girl or the it guy, and then you get to a level where people have been training for years prior to you being there. They're stronger, they're faster, they're just more skilled because of the training and development that they've had at that level. And I think one thing I wish I would have paid a little bit more respect to my freshman year, honestly throughout my entire collegiate career, was the process and not getting so caught up on the results of am I getting the minutes I want? Am I going to play today? I know I'm not going to play anyway, so why would I give my all in practice? Those little things that really do make a difference when, at the end of the day, if there's a senior or a junior, they should be better than you as a freshman. Y'all been there for 4 years. Why would they not be better than you? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And that's not everybody's case, but that was going to be my case, because at the end of the day, I was kind of just that all-around athlete. I wasn't a sole basketball player, so I was behind on the skill level, I would say, even though I could keep up and play because I was just extremely athletic. So I wish I would have given a little bit more respect to the process, and I think I would have had a little bit more of a, I had fun at college, don't get me wrong, but a more enjoyable experience and a little bit more of the success that I wanted to see on the court.
Okay, yeah. I didn't play, sports in college. I kind of came out of high school kind of knowing where exactly I wanted to go to in my workforce. But I said usually at the trend when it comes to college athletes, they kind of focus more on the sports side as opposed to getting their education diploma. So did you ever have any times where you didn't know what you wanted to get into as far as career-wise because you focused so much on sports?
Yeah, I'm jealous that you knew exactly what you wanted to do, seriously. I have always been a person, it sucks. I feel like I'm the person who's a jack of all trades and never the master of one. Yeah. And it's something that I'm trying to focus on and hone in a little bit more now as I'm getting older and understanding that. But I've always wanted to do everything. I wanted to be a broadcaster. I want to be an author. I want to be a host. I want to be a creator, an actress. I've always wanted to be everything, and I've never seen myself just being one type of professional or in one business or in one type of career field. I want to be able to branch out into different fields and into different areas and passions and creative aspects of myself. But I am also now, as I'm getting older, understanding you have to master one before you can move on to the next.
Yeah.
Because if you just have your hands in a bunch of different jars, well, that's hard to accomplish anything.
Yeah, trust me, I know. Especially trying to learn photography. I was just talking to Marco with trying to learn graphic
Shout out to the team.
Yeah, shout out to the team. It's getting bigger, you know.
Real life team, everybody. There's a real life team in here.
Without them, we ain't nothing. You feel me? So I appreciate it. Especially, it's sacrifice. This been a whole blizzard.
Yes.
When Kayla they came out here,
It's 3 degrees outside.
like, people here, so I guess we doing something right. You know what I mean? We got to. So shout out everybody. Especially you for coming out. But it's amazing. Well, I was gonna say just seeing people really do what they do, cause like with you, I feel like when Pepsin is your way, I'm like, okay, she got a lot going on, especially like for women in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you kind of separate yourself from like a lot of people? Cause I feel like, we got a lack. I'm not gonna say a lack, but cause you're a female, I feel like in St. Louis, it's a lot of women doing something, but like I want to say you kind of doing something different than a lot of people. Like you holding like the Miss Missouri, you're on the news or whatever. You're doing TV personnel. Like how did you separate yourself in a lot of ways?
I think where I separate myself is even though I don't know exactly always what I want to do, I always know who I am.
Yeah.
And I've always stayed really true to who I am and the way I've wanted to carry myself. And I feel kind of have always commanded a certain respect from people because of my work ethic and just the way I treat other people. I credit that to a lot of the way I was raised in my family home. I'm a Christian. I'll put that out there. I was raised on biblical values with my mom, just respecting people, loving people, truly being a giver and giving it your all. Like do everything as if you're working for the Lord. So everything I do, I go 110%. I'm not going to shy away from that. And I think I've always been a big dreamer as well. I've never been afraid to dream big and tell people what my goals are, whether they got reached or not. Because if you're scared to even tell people what you want to do, what are the chances that you're actually going to go do it?
No, for real.
So I just have always been a person, I seek opportunities and I receive opportunities that come my way. I try to discern what's going to be best for me in my future and then move forward from there. But if I commit to it, I'm committing to it, I'm going to go full force and I'm going to do it the best that I absolutely can. So I don't know if that's the factor, if that's what it is, but I've always known I wanted to make an impact. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that just sitting around being lazy and looking pretty. I had to go get it.
So, coming out of college again, what was like the first career opportunity that you had lined up?
And before you speak on career, my fault, did you ever try to go pro?
Oh, yeah.
I did. So well, honestly, I was one of those people who I kind of knew the WNBA was going to be out of the cards for me. No, just not at the beginning, but just because.
What position did you play?
I was a guard, like guard, power forward.
Oh, you got
I'm a bully guard, yeah.
You got the height and you a guard.
And I can shoot. No, listen. Look, I am a really good player. Like,
hey, they don't want to set that up, bro. Stop playing with me. They don't want to set that
give
up.
me the ball. It's a wrap. It's shooting competition. No, I ain't rolling no ankles for nobody these days. Okay, but I did have WNBA aspirations coming into college before that and everything. But again, like I said, I kind of lost focus in college. When I was talking about those trials and tribulations, a lot of the bad stuff that I went through in college was directly related to bad decision making, literally. And I used to be so embarrassed to talk about that, but the reality of it is that's the truth. And it's hard to look at yourself and be like, you were the problem, But I think that's what a lot of athletes and people in general need to get to a point where they can look at themselves in the mirror and take accountability and responsibility for the areas or the places, spaces, things that didn't go right in their life, So I lost my focus. Whenever things weren't going my way, I kind of got caught up into the party scene. It's like, well, if I'm not going to be getting my way on the court, why don't I just go have fun?
Yeah.
And who cares, And that was really destructive in so many ways on and off the court. I was still able to handle business just because I'm smart, I'm athletic, I can go do that, but it took away from time where I could have been developing as a player, developing as a person, just trying to kind of numb the pain of things that weren't going my way. Whenever in the past I was used to everything kind of just falling into place for me. This was the first time I kind of had that moment where I hit a wall and had to figure it out. But I think you realize that where you've messed up, and then you grow from it, right? Hopefully. So back to your question, again, leaving college, was hopeful about playing professional. I guess it's a mix of both of your questions, okay? I wanted to play WNBA, but I made bad decisions, so I kind of knew that was going to be my path. When I graduated from Florida Gulf Coast University, I was in Florida for 2 years, came back to St. Louis, had no idea what I was going to be doing with my life. I tried to make it work in Florida because I didn't want to be living in 3-degree weather anymore. I love Florida. I was trying to live there, but nothing career-wise, opportunity-wise was falling through for me. So I came back to St. Louis with nothing but hope, wondering, what I'm going to do. So I started substitute teaching back at Pattonville. Shout out to the Pirates. Yes.
Hey, get your salute.
Yeah, shout out to the Pirates, always. But I started substitute teaching. I started coaching with my dad, kind of just getting back involved with students, thinking as long as I'm doing something, moving, just trying to figure out what it is I want to do, something's going to come through for me. Something's going to fall through. I know one thing I can rely on is my work ethic. I'm not lazy. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go do something, and it's going to get figured out. And I'm a prayer warrior. My family are prayer warriors. My friends are prayer warriors. So we're praying, right? All at this time.
We the same way. Our family.
Yeah.
I believe that Jesus down across my sins. we done been through some stuff. We done been through some stuff early. It's been some time. We supposed to be took it out. We still here doing this. It was supposed to have been raps, but what I mean? I feel you on that talking about prayer, because there's nothing without that. Oh my God.
And in those dark moments where you really don't know what's next, what's gonna happen. But anyways, I just, like I said, kept it pushing, kept it moving, and then I ended up reconnecting with Kalia Collier, who is the owner of the St. Louis Surge Women's Professional Basketball Team here in St. Louis. They're part of the GWBA. It's kind of like a feeder league into the WNBA. So she reconnected with me, and I was just kind of telling her my situation. I was like, look, I really don't know what I'm doing with my career. I know I can still play. I was kind of exploring opportunities to go overseas, and she was like, you know what? Why don't you come to the Surge? You can be the communications and social media intern, and then we'll kind of talk about, the possibility of you being able to play on the team. So, my internship's going on, ended up getting a position with the team, and then also was able to play. And I played with the Surge for 3 years.
So she has played pro, y'all.
Yeah.
She did get a chance to play pro.
Long story short.
That's all he wanted to know.
Yeah, right.
Play pro?
Yeah, so I have been paid to play basketball. And the Surge is amazing. It's right here in St. Louis, hometown. Was able to play in front of my family. And we're very involved in the community with the Surge as well. I actually still partner on a lot of things with them as Miss Missouri USA, just because I'm so thankful for the opportunity that they gave me. But I went to Fox 2 as a player for the Surge and did an interview on one of their sports segments with Rich Gould. And after that, he was like, man, we have a sports position open here, and I think you'd be great. He was like, you're very personable, you have a very good tone to your voice, you're fun, sports, you're from St. Louis. If you're up to it, I'm going to put your name in the hat, and let's see how it goes. So, I didn't have any media experience. I didn't go to journalism school. I kind of was just going on a hope and a dream, and a really spiced up resume.
You doing better than me, because I went to journalism school, and I ain't worked for Fox until you feel me.
Right.
We were just talking about this off camera. It may look like what we know. I can't even talk. We may look like what we're doing. But
but you learn.
Yeah, you learn.
You learn on the way.
Well, I'm gonna say, we definitely be winging it, but we make it look good.
And
it looks smooth. You feel me? Can't nobody say it look trashy.
Man, we had to learn. It's been times where sometimes the camera didn't even work. Sometimes the audio didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Last time,
you sit down to edit the film, you're like, where's the audio?
Last time, AD, we were just talking about AD before you got here. Last time, AD saved us. Freaking Mikala, you don't even know, yo. We over here thugging, we forgot we got some new mics, right? I guess we got a little money or something. we got a little business coming in. We started getting money, so we had to upgrade. So we got to do mics, but we thought the mics come with cords. We over here forgot the cords. Look, we tripping out. Freaking AD come save us. Freaking what the wireless mics. Like shout out AD, because without him, we would have been down and out that day.
Not the prayer hands.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can always get on a job and learn. I saw the realest post on LinkedIn the other day, and it literally said, let's keep this in mind. Most jobs can be learned on the job. And that's facts. That's facts. And that's what happened with me and Fox too. Like I went in for the interview for the full-time position. It's a top 25 market. They're like, we don't, know if you're ready. We need someone who we know we can rely on. They ended up offering me an internship anyway. So I took that, did that for 3 months, and then a month and a half, 2 months after the internship ended, they called me and offered me a full-time position. So I started with them, and I started in news. And again, I'm learning on the fly, literally just learning how to write scripts, learning, what the format for their website is, how to put together packages, how to edit, how to shoot, like learning everything on my own, and with the help of a few select people at the station who were invested in me and wanted to see me win and do well, So always network. Big key component here, always network, find people who want to invest in you and who will help you, and don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need as well. That's just side note there.
You said something that kind of like struck a chord in me, like you mentioned LinkedIn, like a lot of young folks aren't talking about LinkedIn, like that's something they need to like
when she said LinkedIn, I was like, I'm over here like I don't never get on LinkedIn.
Man, I'm always checking LinkedIn, like all these, like I guess you could say dream jobs that people want to apply to, they just don't know where to apply. But if you get on LinkedIn, it's just kind of like an Instagram for like jobs, really.
Yeah.
Like all that time you spend on Instagram, you can really spend that time on LinkedIn. You can kind of like further your career, your life, in my opinion.
So keep me hip though. Somebody like me, like give me hip. So is Indeed like LinkedIn, or Indeed different?
Indeed is different.
It's different in a sense. So it's all, like job opportunities and where you can submit your resume and apply for jobs. But LinkedIn is a little bit more, like you said, like it's like Instagram, Facebook, and like the Indeeds all mixed together, where you can really connect with people, make a network is what they call it on LinkedIn. And you can look at these jobs, but you can see the people who work in these companies. You can reach out directly to them. You can talk to them. You can... It has everything.
Yeah.
I've honestly been underutilizing LinkedIn as well up until recently, and now I'm just like, wow, I'm on here and I'm connecting with so many people who are in the career fields that I want to be talking about in terms of keynote speaking, media, acting, modeling. They have everything, literally. So that is a resource that needs to be more utilized by younger people who are in college, getting out of college. You need to go make a LinkedIn.
No, I got LinkedIn. I don't be on there like.
I know, like school, like classes make you make a LinkedIn. College.
He only got 7 connections on LinkedIn. He don't be on there. And here's the crazy part. He got like his old prom picture as his profile picture. Like, bro, this ain't no dating app. Like, this ain't your job.
Right.
Earl, it was that picture so I can look professional. You feel me? It was like in a suit. You feel me? That was the point.
This a picture of him like 15 years
I
old.
get it. But it's time to upgrade.
Come
It's
on,
time
man.
to go get a headshot. You have a room full of photographers in here and you didn't go take a headshot.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
This is before he got all the facial. It's like a baby face style with a Sunday suit on the couch. And it's like one of the pictures where your
Sunglasses
mom be
on,
like,
don't tell me that.
hey, they say cheese for me. Like one of those type pictures.
Right, no. We gotta do better in
I was just
2023.
trying to look professional. You feel me? It was a suit. You feel me? You couldn't beat that. Like,
Oh, then he making posts like popping out with the guys. I'm like, bro, this is...
Not Facebook, this is not MySpace. This ain't Emo, this ain't none of that. Stop.
He gave a comment section for a reason. You feel me?
Not for that, bro. Not for that. If I would have seen that, I probably wouldn't have hired myself on the radio.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
Okay.
that's too
So,
funny.
do you have any tips to help him improve his LinkedIn account?
Well, number one, get a professional headshot by any of the 17 people in here holding a camera.
Please.
Fix that. Make sure you have a bio for yourself. And include this. Include your guys' podcast on it. Like any experience. All experience is good experience.
That's true.
It's just how you word it and how you develop those skills and make them sound like you are someone who is going to be a good employee. But at the end of the day, who wants to be an employee when you can build your own thing? That's what you guys are doing right now. So respect to you.
That's true.
And off the rip, right?
Off the rip. I don't know.
And off the rip.
I don't know. But I wanted to ask this question, Mikala, because you said you worked with, went back and coached and worked in school and everything. So like be real, because I'm one of the people. I kind of gave up on the youth a little bit. Like I feel like Earl looking at me crazy. I ain't give up,
You
Earl.
24, how you give up on the youth?
Yeah, you still are the youth.
Like what?
Hey, it's just like we not doing right. You feel me? Like I feel like we kind of going downhill in a lot of ways. I'm trying to think of the right word to say. We just not knowledgeable, and like I feel like a lot.
That
of
was
people,
a really nice way to put it. Way nicer than what I would put it. Honestly.
just not knowledgeable. Like I feel like everybody want fast money so much. Like right now, like ain't nobody like you say want to work for it. Like it's just it's bad out here. Like do you have faith, or how are you showing teachable skills to allow them to grow up and be like you? Like get us it.
I'm always gonna keep the faith, but I agree with you. I do think that this next generation is a different animal, but they've also had their own hurdles and battles that they've had to overcome. I think COVID really messed a lot of these kids up. The access to social media has messed a lot of these kids up. And when I say messed up in terms of COVID, kids have been removed from school. Kids didn't go to school for almost 2 years. You know, so we have a very big learning gap between students. I am substitute teaching. I can tell you, I was teaching a 9th grade class. The average reading level was 1st grade. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Kids don't know how to put together sentences, how to write. That's an important skill in the workforce. People don't want to work. If you don't want to work, guess what? They're gonna keep creating technology to replace you, and then guess what? No one has jobs. So you can't lose the faith, and you can't stop trying to engage and help these kids, because number one, they need it now more than ever. And social media has made, we want to talk about quick money. We didn't have social media like that for real growing up, not like they do now. You know, they're getting it at like 10 years old. I know I didn't even get like a Twitter until I was in like 10th grade. You know, something like that. We had like MySpace and Bebo and all that, but that was just played for chatting, you know, chatting with your friends, whatever. But they are at an all-time high of depression, anxiety, not having a true sense of who they really are, because they're comparing themselves and always trying to be like the next, want that quick money, want that quick fame, and are willing to do anything. Even put themselves in danger and do something stupid to get it. You know, and that's not just for them. We're seeing that in adults as well. Like fame is a drug, literally. Attention is a drug, and people get addicted to it and will do whatever for it. And I think one thing I've prided myself on, and what I try to teach to the girls I mentor, anyone who comes to me with questions, is you got to do things the right way. And everyone's right way is not the same, but you have to have integrity. You have to be a person of your word. You have to be willing to grind. I've done so much free work in my lifetime to get to the position I'm in right now, and I'm still not where I want to be, but I just keep going, and I don't compromise who I am or my morals or my values. I'm not gonna go twerk on Instagram to get more followers. You know, that's not me. That's not who I want to be. It's not what I want to represent. And no shade to anybody who does that, but that's not me. And I don't want that to be the next generation. I don't want them to feel like they have to show off their body or, you know, say outlandish things, crazy things, do crazy things to reach a certain level of success, because you don't. And I just have to walk in my truth and also just feel like I'm leading by example. And I think that's the most I can do right now. And if people come to me with questions, just keep it real with them, be honest about where I have failed, the mistakes that I've made, to try to help them prevent doing the same things, and just put them on a path that's going to lead them to success and happiness, and ultimately self-love. Because you have to be comfortable and love who you are to attract what is for you in this life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She just preached. She just preached right
I should
there.
just been quiet, like let the room get started.
Stop,
She know her voice get hurt on that one. I'm like, dang, she deep. I was looking at her, I'm like, oh, she the one.
I don't even know how to follow up at them. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at y'all, what we do? What we do?
Well, I'm looking like I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much.
No, we need that. But no, Earl, me and Earl be talking about stuff like this, because Mikala, I feel like like especially like just looking for, because I feel like we always have more guys on our podcast than females, because we don't just want our podcast to be just like, you know, like you said, like just girls twerking or whatever.
Homies.
Like, you feel me? Like, we wanted real women that could really represent like our like young adults, like our little sisters, our little cousins, nieces, whoever. Like, we just wanted somebody that could really. I feel like when they watch this and get inspiration from, and it's like hard because it's like so many, it's guys out here too doing wrong, but I feel like in our world it's so many, I feel like big homies, OGs or whatever, that's misrepresenting for the young adults. So I'm so happy you got on here, because like just hearing your story, it really gives something that the next young girl, next Mikala, can really see and view, like, okay, I want to be like her when I grow up.
Right.
So that's, you're a representation of what type of women we want on here. So like, we salute.
I think we just need more like variety of representation, because you only see like one type of like woman that's kind of buzzing on social media. That's kind of like what you said, you know, just twerking up and like extremely loud. But
extremely
I
loud.
don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not really much you can go on Instagram and see. I don't know. Like, I can't give you no. Except off the top of my head, but only one.
Cause it's getting bad. Like, I be telling them I can't follow too many people on like Twitter and Instagram, like, especially Twitter. Twitter a whole different ballgame. Like, I only follow like 50 people on Twitter, cause my guys.
Hold on.
I'll be
Let's talk about that. That's only because he Hollywood. He always say, I got follow folks. You know, I'm going Hollywood 2023.
Get the ring out of there. That's definitely big cap, because I believe that.
Honestly, I'm not mad at it though.
Can
I tell you why?
Let me hear it.
I'll tell you why I'm not mad at that, because what we intake plays a very, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we indulge in, what we read, what we see, what we listen to, what we watch, plays a role in our mindsets. It plays a role in our moods. It plays a role in the way we conduct ourselves, and it plays a role in the knowledge that we actually have. I also want to kind of go through and purge my social media and unfollow these things that aren't really feeding me in a positive way, you know? Yeah. So I'm kind of here for the, like, only following a certain things and being selective about what you are consuming, because it really does, it matters.
Yeah, I hear that. That's a good reason. I only brought that up because staff don't think like that. he just trying to make it seem like he popping on the ground and popping on Twitter. Like, every day he talking about something. I'm trying to get it down to like 87, 85. Like, for what, bro? For what?
I don't know you lie. We would have had.
What he say? Hey, what he say before he on camera? He said, I ain't doing no line in 2023.
No.
We was kind of just talking and, you know, goofing off off camera. Like, what was like your favorite, I guess you can say, top 3 movies in like this year?
Oh my gosh, don't put the pressure on me this year. Can I just give you my top 3 movies of like all time? Okay, I think Batman Dark Knight is one of the best movies ever made.
He's the best superhero ever.
I'm so serious. Honestly, why is that kept?
He ain't got no powers, he just got money.
Bruce Wayne different though.
He just got money.
It's okay. He's out there putting his real life body on the line to save people and using his money to develop technology to protect him and protect the community. So how is he not a hero?
In my opinion, he just kind of like Elon Musk with a Batman suit.
Ooh,
he got
Elon Musk with a Batman suit.
The shame.
So what's the other Mikala?
Okay, I would say that, and then I also really like, oh my gosh, it's Denzel's in it, where his kid had to go to the hospital and had a heart.
John Q?
John Q, yeah, I think John Q is an amazing movie. And I will also say, and this is kind of like the weird sci-fi part of me, but like Avatar is one of the most amazing movies ever made as well.
Why Avatar?
I think just because the visual of it didn't look cheap, it looked real. The storyline was really cool, and it all made sense. Like, all the details were perfect, literally.
Nah, yeah, I give, like, even the behind the scenes footage I seen in Avatar, like, you would never thought they just did that, just one big ass green room.
Yeah.
Like, the trees and stuff like that.
It looked real. Like, it looked like we could be in that world and really do stuff. Yeah.
I don't know how much money you spent on it.
Well, I'm gonna say, now let's bring the energy back. I was getting phone calls about Mikala before we even started. They saying, phone call, we got you was here. They saying you was a star before you like even knew you was a star. Like, how was they say you was on MTV as a youngin and stuff like that? Talk to us about that.
Yeah. That was another adventure in high school. So
Oh, you said MTV.
I was on MTV. May.
Oh, man.
Did you guys even remember that show? Y'all might be too young.
Because we not that much younger than you talking about. Come on, do we remember?
Oh, they're too young, y'all. They don't know. They don't know.
We a couple years younger than her, y'all. She's playing now.
I was on MTV Made. I was made into like a tomboy, into a ballroom dancer.
What?
Yeah.
So talk about that experience. Like, how did you get onto MTV Made?
They literally came into the St. Louis area, and just went to different high schools and were doing interviews and everything. And honestly, I was like, man, I could do this. I could do it. I don't know. My mind was just working like TV at that point. I was like, they just want a story. They want a good story. So what story do I have? But I wasn't even trying to do it because it was basketball season. You know, we had practice. I'm also played like select soccer and was doing all this with my select basketball team. So I was like, I don't even have time. I was telling everybody else what to go do and what to say and be like, oh, you should do this. Like, here's your story. Go say it. And then on the last day, I was the last interview. I just asked my coach, I was like, look, can I just go do it? So I was running in and out of basketball practice, going there to the waiting room, trying to see if it was my turn. And I sat down and interviewed with them in my practice jersey, my Pattonville practice jersey. And, you know, kind of pitched my story and why I wanted to be made into a ballroom dancer. And I ended up getting it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they were filming with me for like 4 months. It was so long, but it was cool.
So did that influence you and help you into the star you are today?
I think in a way, I always knew I was going to be on TV one way or another. That was kind of just like my introduction into it, you know? Honestly, when I was little, I really wanted to be an actress. I thought I was going to be on Broadway, but unfortunately I can't sing. I'm just like, you know, theatrical. But yeah, I knew I was going to be on TV, and so that was a really cool experience. But I think that's kind of where I had the shift in real life. Even though I say I was tomboy to ballroom dancer, it was really the shift for me where I always viewed myself as this big bad athlete and this girl who had to be so tough and you know, look so tough and kind of hold up this persona of like the golden girl athlete that I never really tapped into the feminine side of myself. I don't even think up until recently, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I really even considered myself like pretty. Like I know I wasn't ugly. No, I'm being really serious. Like I never thought that I was ugly, but I didn't look at myself and be like, oh yeah, like I'm someone who people look at and are like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so gorgeous. Like I just kind of stepped into that self or that part of myself, and really I still feel stepping into that femininity side, that feminine energy that people like to talk about of myself, because I identified as an athlete for so long and kind of held that as my persona and as the way I was that people looked at me. So
well, what made you doubt yourself, like that you wasn't pretty? Like what made you doubt?
I think because when I was younger, I just didn't care. Like, I come from a very minimalistic family. Like, my mom barely even wears makeup, so I didn't grow up with makeup. I didn't grow up getting my nails done or getting my hair done, you know. I was just like, it was go to school. It was go, you know, finish your homework, wake up, do it all again. And I had fun, don't get me wrong. Like, I always knew I was fun. I was always confident in my personality and, like, who I was. And I really didn't ever act any type of way other than who I am, which I was always confident in that. But yeah, I never looked at myself in the mirror and been like, oh yeah, you're so pretty. Like, people want to look like you. When I was growing up, I didn't really like... So me and my sisters, we look very different. They have not as curly hair as me. Like, they have more of a wave. They have more blonde hair. They have light eyes. They have like the hazel green eyes and everything. And they are beautiful, no shade to them. But that's just what I was surrounded by. So I always kind of felt like I was like the ugly stepchild, you know, because I had like the brown hair, the curls that nobody could control or knew what to do with. I had the brown eyes that just weren't considered, you know, cool or all of that. So I was just like, I'm cool. Like, I'm not ugly. I'm just a regular. Like, I'm just regular, and that's okay with me because I wasn't trying to be some supermodel or anything. I was just trying to go get a scholarship. Right. But I think I started getting older, and I started to appreciate my features and the way I looked a little bit more. And I do kind of credit that to seeing more of what I look like on social media and starting to see that more in movies and on ads, like seeing girls like embracing their curly hair and loving their brown eyes. And I had to come to a realization that I was like, you know what, my hair is cool, it's different, but it's cool. My eyes are brown, but I love them, they're still beautiful. And just growing and getting more in tune with my body. You know, as women, we go through a lot of changes. Go through a lot of changes and really have to settle in, I would think, with the way we do look and just the way our body feels and moves and acts. And I think when I turned 22 is when I kind of started noticing. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I've always had guys come at me. Like, it's not like it's not like I was like the ugly thing that nobody wanted to come and try to, I had boyfriends, like all that stuff. People wanted to talk to me. But when I turned 22 was kind of when that switch flipped, because I felt like men started looking at me differently.
That's when she's saying she knew she was that.
Yeah, it's like, no, not that.
She knew she was that.
I just started to notice the difference. Like, I started to notice the difference of how people were approaching me, how men were talking to me, the age range of people who were trying to talk to me. And I don't think it was until I was 26 really where it set in and been like, you know what, like, you might get something going on over here. In a very humble way. Like, I'm just saying, like, you just start noticing things and just the way
you don't gotta be humble. Talk with Kayla talking about a humble way. Let them know.
But I don't think I'm the baddest thing out here, but I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm gonna walk into any room. I don't think there's any room I can walk in where, like, someone's not gonna turn their head, or even men and women look and be like, who's that? Because I just feel like I have that type of energy about myself. So it's even deeper than just your outside appearance. It's just energy, your aura, the way you carry yourself, and I know that I carry myself in a way that commands attention.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I agree.
That's why I'm Miss Missouri USA.
We just
So before I'm gonna say, because I was asking earlier, and I think I was asking Pep too. I was like, so what is exactly is it modeling, or what exactly is the how you say Miss Missouri USA? Explain what exactly it is.
So I feel like there's a lot of aspects to it. So Miss Missouri USA is your title. Once you win your state title, then you go on and try to be Miss USA. But the overall embodiment of what I believe a Miss Missouri USA is someone who is very well spoken, who takes care of themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, someone who is community oriented, wants to give back, wants to lead by example, be a mentor, someone who is about what they say. Like, when you say you're going to do something, you do it, you take action. You're a doer, not a sayer. And then, just like has a commanding presence. Like, when they walk in the room, you know it. And I heard this 1,000 times at Miss USA. When a queen walks in the room, you know it. And I feel like I knew I was going to go win. I knew I was going to win Miss Missouri. I just knew it.
Talk, man.
But I had no interest in pageants. Like, this wasn't something that I wanted since I was a little girl. Like, I kind of fell into this. It was something that I learned about recently, a couple months leading up to the pageant. But when I heard it, I was like, I'm about to go do this. I was like, I'm about to just go do it because I know I can. And I feel like I'm fit for that position.
Yeah. So talk about the process, like from beginning to the end of how I guess you can say the pageant works.
Yeah, so you apply, and then you get accepted, and then you pay a bunch of money to go compete. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Really?
Like,
what?
I'm kind of indifferent about this system right now, y'all, because there's been some controversy in this right now. Okay,
You pay
so
a lot of money.
yeah, it's money. Like it's basically you investing in yourself, but at the end of the day, like, it is a lot of money. And so I had to work a lot of my connections within St. Louis and go get sponsors and find people who believed in me and what I wanted to do, who helped me get to where I'm at, because I wasn't paying all that out of my own pocket. And a lot of people do, which is the crazy part about it. A lot of these girls have been competing for 6-7 years at the same pageant, getting new dresses, new shoes, hair, makeup, photo shoots. I mean, everything. And I can't even fathom doing that for that long, on my own dime. Like, I can't.
Especially not winning.
Yeah, and not winning. So I was definitely doing this process on a budget, I will say that, but I had a really good support system within the community, within my family, made just smart decisions on wardrobes. I'm still the same right now, even after, post Miss USA, whatever. I think that you can still look extremely well put together and dress very nice on a budget. You don't have to be a designer. You don't have to have the red bottoms on all the time. I love red bottoms, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be all the time. You can look put together and do it in a feasible manner. And that's the way I've approached my entire reign. Anyone who asks me about Miss Missouri USA, I'm very transparent that it is expensive. And if you want it, I will give you the ropes of how to go get sponsors. Like, I will give you the packet, I will give you the emails that I sent. You can reward them, do what you want to do. But yeah, you gotta work. It ain't no free ride over here.
Tell them, she basically saying she giving the keys whoever up next. So
Literally.
if you need her, hit her up. She gonna give you the keys and teach you how to be a star.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But that's part of it. You learn how to be a business throughout this process. I've learned how to look at myself more like a businesswoman and how to monetize on social media, how to monetize appearances, how to, you know, approach companies and get sponsorships, and how to pitch myself and my dreams and my ideas, which all do carry over into the real world. Right. So although this is a pageant, I don't believe pageant's real world. Like, this is just, you know, one-stop shop, 1 year of your life, where it's really like a side full job, because everyone's still working. Like, we still work, we aren't getting paid for this, you know? But it's worth it because it gives you a platform. I feel it gave me a platform to be a role model in the community, to network, to expand my network, to get put into rooms and around people and be in positions that maybe I wouldn't have if I wasn't Miss Missouri USA. Now, I was doing a lot of what I'm doing as Miss Missouri USA, as a Fox 2 reporter, you know, in my real world and just how I carry myself. But it comes with a lot. I travel all over the state of Missouri, all over the country, doing appearances. I do some modeling. Like, I've walked in some shows, I've done some photo shoots. You do photo shoots just to kind of push the Miss Missouri USA brand and the Miss USA organization all together. So yeah, there was some modeling in it, and there's some speaking in it, and there's some community service in it, and there's some business in it. It's all wrapped up in this pretty box, but if you open it up, it's like dirt, because you gotta grind. Yeah. You gotta get out the mud.
Yeah, so what doors have Miss Missouri opened up for you?
I think the biggest thing I've taken away from this year is, one, so many different ways of being involved and how I can help people in St. Louis and beyond. And then also just having that mindset of nothing is off limits.
Okay.
Or I said off limits. Nothing's off limits to me anymore. If I want something, I'm gonna go ask for it. I'm gonna go do it. I'm going to go figure out a way to make it happen. And that's that. Wait, blank.
Did you ever see yourself accomplish everything you did when you was younger?
I knew I was destined for greatness from a very young age.
That's a Miss Missouri.
But I'm being very serious. Like, I feel like my relationship with God was very strong, even from a really young age. And I feel like He would give me visions and dreams, and always planted that seed in my heart, knowing that I was destined for something that was extremely bigger than me. I feel like I'm on that route. I feel like I am on the path to my destiny, but I don't feel like I'm at that destination yet. Yeah. But I've always known, like, whatever was going to be my thing and anything that I did, it was going to be so much bigger than me. And I've always walked in that, and I've always believed in that, and I still believe that, and that's why I know I'm not done. This isn't my last stop. Miss Missouri USA is not going to be my greatest accomplishment in life. This is just one stop on the ship, on the bus, whatever you want to call it, and then we're going to keep it pushing and hopefully keep climbing. And I'm so excited for whatever's going to be next, because I know I have a lot to offer, but that's not on my own strength. God has blessed me with a lot of talents and a lot of abilities, and a personality that's able to relate and connect with people on a lot of different levels. So I'm excited to see where this journey takes me next.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to your younger self and younger women that's looking up to you?
Ooh, stay focused and stay the course. It is so easy to get distracted. Shiny object, everything that's glitter ain't gold. Everything that glitter ain't gold, and it doesn't mean that it's always good for you, even though it looks good in the moment. So I would say stay focused, stay the course, and 100% protect your heart. Because heartbreak can change you, and it can put you on some detours that you do not want to be on.
I was myself for like 3 months.
Like, for real. But I think that goes with staying focused and being very discerning about who you allow into your life and who you're sharing your energy with, because it plays a very vital role in your future. And I think you should care deeply enough about your future and where you see yourself going enough to be very not strategic, but to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Picky about who you allow into your life and who you share your love and your energy with. But you should love on everybody. Like, love everybody in a way, but I'm saying, like, romantically, like, just be not strategic. That's not the word. Be picky about who you get into relationships with. Seriously.
I'll be preaching to him and the homies about stuff like that. Like, you feel me? They just don't understand. You feel me?
You sound like you're the one who got the issue.
That's right. Come on now. Like, don't. What this dude just say? Okay, I'm not lying.
It's the light skin issues. They be going.
Hey, I ain't gonna say it. I feel like I'm putting out every time now. Hey, man. I'm glad somebody called you out for once, man. But I really do appreciate you coming out in the blizzard and talking your talk.
She came out in a blizzard. Tell them again, Earl.
In a blizzard.
You're welcome.
I think it's like below 6 degrees or below 0 degrees, and you came out and did it just for us. You can't tell how much we appreciate you, and whenever you're gonna come back, you're happy to come back.
Yeah, maybe I'll come back with some topics next time, and we can dive deep into something.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope for sure.
Well, we definitely appreciate you, Mikala. Appreciate Pep too. Got to thank him for giving us the connect. So
shout out to Sue Pep.
How can the people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Oh, well, Instagram, Twitter, and also TikTok, Mikala Mcghee. I keep it pretty simple. MIKALAMCGHEE. You can also, if you want to get in contact directly, do something business-wise, email me at mikalamcgeetv@gmail.com.
That's dope. Off the rip. Podcast out right now. Go like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't, go subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We on everything. If you haven't, go cop some merch. It's the hardest merch out right now. I promise you that. That's it.
Get it.